we've just arrived at Street Farm Caravan Park, and Jimmy, the warden, is opening the gate for us, which is lovely. As you can see, I think we're first to arrive. This weekend it's full though, so we're just going to be led to our bay, following Jimmy around. And because we've got the fifth wheel on the back, we've got one of the end spaces in the corners so that we've got lots of room to be able to maneuver ourselves into the space. Look at this, look how flat it is, it's fabulous. Hi everyone, today we're at Street Farm Caravan Park. We're a few miles outside of Stamford Bridge in York, and this is an adults only caravan park. Brand new, only opened last summer, so it's still kind of finding its feet. But it's really good because this weekend we're going to be full. You see Gracie there in the corner. She fits the bays really, really well, so have no problem fitting her on one of the bays. So great for a larger RV or a fifth wheel. Currently there are 11 pitches, I believe, that are electric, water and grey waste hookup. And you'll see as I pan around, it's got a security gate with a passcode to get in. And also, if I keep going, this is where the Elsan point is, and the bins, and obviously a nice little tap to clean anything if you should need to. You may notice also on the ground that there are drains and things like that that you can connect into, and that means that you can get rid of your black waste should you wish to into the dump tanks. As this is still a relatively new park, there are things that are still being undertaken by Jimmy, the owner, but you'll see that it is exemplary. You know when you come to somewhere and you get a gut feel that it's going to be good? Oh, this place is perfect. Definitely going to be in my top 3 of parks to come to. They're just currently working out how to transfer fish into the pond that you can see there. So I'm imagining that Jimmy will open it up to those people who like to come and relax and enjoy their fishing. And you'll notice that there's plenty of walking space for any dogs or anything like that. It's also just surrounded by farm land, and it is super quiet. So here's the pond close up. As you can see, it's still lovely and clean. 1 or 2 tiny little newts in there that you might be able to spot. Perfect for fishing. Very well lined, beautifully edged, so you can sit nice and close to the water. And they're going to finish off the landscaping soon, so they're going to make it really even more private as well as you go around. Absolutely beautiful. All you can hear is birdsong. Now, you can't actually get into Street Farm Caravan Park from the farm. You need to go past the farm and kind of take the next main junction, and it's literally only one field, and you'll see the sign for it at the edge of the road, and then it's a private road that takes you in and around a farmer's field and into where we are now. So it's very, very private, really beautifully done. And speaking to Jimmy yesterday, he mentioned that this other half of the park that you can perhaps see beyond these 2 caravans here, that is also going to be changed into pitches. He's not sure at this point whether or not he'll change to seasonal pitches, but this is something to think about. So this is where you have the Elsan point and the bins, all nicely shrouded in a beautiful little fenced off area. So it is a raised one. However, we've spoken to Jimmy, and for those of you with motorhomes or fifth wheels like us, where you need to perhaps dump the black waste, I'll show you where that is shortly. And as I come around the other side, because it's only a small park, there's only the one bin, and it's even got a little wheelie bin there for those of us who have our pets with us. So over here, shrouded in a little bit of grass, admittedly, is a little point where he mentioned that we could basically dump our black waste into. So this is the brand new amenities block, and we're going to go in and have a look and see what this is like inside. I've heard really good things. As you can see, it's brand spanking new, Hopefully it'll all be as good on the inside as it is on the outside. Inside, you have really, really personal rooms. Lights come on when you walk in. Lovely shower heads, look at that. Rainfall shower, absolutely lovely. And then to top it off, it doesn't have a push button. Fabulous. Lovely mirror, soap, dryer, beautiful sink, absolutely spotlessly clean. It is brand new, so that's what we would expect. So lovely, plenty of hanging spaces. So when you're having a shower in here, you can obviously make sure that everything's kept off the ground, keep them from getting wet. And in this little section, there are 3 of these little rooms. Oh, this is a separate toilet. My apologies. So what the amenities block doesn't seem to have at the moment is anywhere to do a pot wash. But that might be to do with the fact that this is caravans only, no camping. And I don't know if there's an assumption that you would just wash your pots up in your van or your motorhome. But whatever it is, there isn't any facilities at the moment within the amenities block. You can tell that this place is looked after by a farmer because we've had lots of rain lately. The ground is perfect. The drainage is incredible, which is brilliant. So it means that those of us who kind of need to drive on the grass at points won't fall into the ground. Adjacent to the park is a lovely piece of woodland area. And as you can see, there is a fence. And that leads through to where Street Farm have some lovely static caravans, static homes, and also some log cabins. And it's all kept separate from the caravan park itself via the gate. You can still walk through the gate. You can walk into the woodland area if you want with your dogs, which is great. I can't get over how lovely this place is. Hopefully we'll be able to give you some drone footage shortly and you'll be able to see what it looks like from the air. Just some things to point out to you. So this farm is obviously, as I mentioned, electric hookup, and it does have grey waste. The electric hookup though is a meter. We were here from around about 2 p.m. yesterday afternoon, and it's around about 11 a.m. the next day, and we've used about £4 of electricity. We did have a small heater on throughout the night to keep the dogs warm, but just to let you know that that is the case, that you will need to bring £1 coins and £2 coins with you. I can't comment about the TV reception because we have the MaxView Precision that we use, and this is something where we found that we have an excellent range of channels, so I can't tell you about the TV reception as a standard. But the other thing I can tell you about is 4G signal, and we are on O2 Tesco Mobile, and the signal is pretty weak, I have to admit. You can get phone calls. We have a 4G Wi-Fi card in the van, and we tend to run off of that for things like Netflix, etc. But we get okay. It does okay. It went off a couple of times last night, but generally, all in all, pretty good. And for those of you wondering, yes, that is an awning on the side of Gracie Lou. My husband is very clever. He put an awning rail up above the speakers, and we can now have an extra bit of outside space. And of course, good old windbreaks to keep the dogs in. They are in there somewhere. Oh, there they are. And they are kept nice and safe and can't get out, which is great. We also have this wonderful skirt that you might be able to see as well. Keeps the drafts out when you're in the awning. But not only that, stops these 2 little critters from getting underneath. So here I am back inside the awning, looking out, admiring the countryside and really enjoying, ooh, a bit wobbly there, really enjoying the view that we have from here. It's so calm. I can't believe how calm it is here. And as I said earlier on, I feel like there's just a good feel about somewhere. And we had one of the best night's sleep. John never sleeps very long, and he had about 7.5, 7.75 hours last night, and that is just unheard of. He's normally sort of like a 6, 5.5 hour kind of guy, and for him to sleep at least 7.5 hours is kind of almost unheard of. So this is just, I think it's pretty much, it's up there. I'm loving it. I know we've only been here a night, but you get a feel for things, don't you? And this is one of those places where I think Street Farm Caravan Park may end up becoming a favourite. We'll see, shall we?